Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the official kickoff of the 2023 donation campaign, which began October 1st. Hold on a second. I do not see the presentation.
Sorry, Edna. Can you see it now?
Yes, thank you
Okay,
so much.
perfect.
All right, so welcome to the official kickoff of the 2023 donation campaign, which began October 1st. I'm Edna Dumas with HRSA Division of Transplantation, and I'm here with my colleagues, Lauren Derensberg and Kim Rogers. Our Akoya team is also with us this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We are very excited to kick off a new year of advocacy for organ donors signups with a refreshed look and a new name. The WPFL Hospital campaign has been rebranded as the Donation Campaign. Now it has also been expanded to include workplaces of all sizes across the industry to increase the campaign's impact. Although the name of the campaign has changed and is debuting a new look, our life-saving mission remains the same. We are proud to be partnering with all of you to unite American workplaces of organ, eye, and tissue donation. We welcome both returning and new partners to the 2023 campaign. Today, we're going to start by reviewing the donation campaign timeline, updated scorecard, the new donation campaign toolkits, and other important campaign updates. Next, we will show how donation partners can scale scorecard activities to their business size and earn points towards recognition regardless of the time and resources that are available. Then we will hear a special message of support for the donation campaign from Donate Life America and the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations. And after that, we're going to hear from the DLA and the AOPO. We will open the floor for questions. Lastly, we will give our returning campaign partners the opportunity to share stories and best practices from past years of the campaign. As a reminder, you will be unmuted during designated question times. However, you can ask questions and comment at any time throughout today's webinar using the chat box at the right bottom portion of your screen. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jenna, who's going to start us off with some housekeeping items and other information. Thank you so much, Jenna.
Thanks, Edna. Welcome, everyone. We're all really excited. This webinar, as Edna said, all of your lines are automatically muted, but there will be portions of the webinar that will be open for comments and questions, and we will unmute your lines at that time. Also, you can at any time use the chat box. While we're presenting, you can also continue to use the chat box during the question and answer session when we open the microphone if you prefer. Also, we have all of the cameras off just to minimize distractions today. So all of your cameras are automatically off. This is being recorded. So if you don't wish to be recorded, you can disconnect now. I'm going to go ahead and get started talking about the most crucial piece of the donation campaign. For those of you who have participated in the hospital campaign in the past, the scorecard will not be brand new to you. For those of you who are new to this type of campaign with HRSA, the scorecard is the cheat sheet of your campaign. It's really the roadmap as well. So we took the scorecard from the very successful hospital campaign, which our partners, both our OPO partners and DLA partners, but also all of our workplace partners, that they really responded well to, because it gives many ideas for activities that workplaces can conduct. It scores those activities, so it gives points per activity, and then that is how the workplaces earn recognition. So depending on the number of points that they earn will determine the level of recognition, whether it's bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. Now, for this new campaign, for all workplaces, we have done a few things. We've adjusted the threshold for recognition. So we've lowered the points a little bit to reach different levels of recognition. And that's really with the understanding that we're going to have new workplaces. We want them to feel encouraged and enthusiastic, and be able to reach recognition a little more easily. Also, we wanted to make sure that this campaign is conducive to both large and small workplaces. And really, by expanding to all workplaces across the nation, that includes, it could be a small mom and pop pizza shop, or, a small salon where they have 8 employees. So we really wanted to make it possible for everyone of any size, any business of any size, to reach recognition. We also added some new scorecard activities. We listened to feedback from the OPOs, the Donate Life America affiliates, as well as our workplaces who've participated in the past, about what types of activities should be on the scorecard. So we've added some activities in response to that. And we've also revised the point values. So the values for each individual activity may have changed based on, again, that feedback that we received, but also thinking ahead about which activities will be easier for smaller businesses. So I'm going to stop sharing this slide. And I am instead going to share the scorecard. So I want to go over this quickly. For those of you, again, who have participated in the past in the hospital campaign, this will look very familiar to you, and it works in much the same way. For those of you who are new, I just wanted to demonstrate how the scorecard works. So it is a PDF. So Acrobat, whether you have Acrobat Professional or Acrobat Reader, will work with this scorecard. We have it so that it is programmable, or you can fill it in like a form. So my recommendation would be that when you download this scorecard, and we'll talk about where you can get all of this great, these tools and information in a little bit, that you save it. So go ahead and do save as, and save it with your particular name. So if it's a workplace that's doing it, they would download it and save it maybe as their workplace name. Save it somewhere where you remember, so you can go back to it, because you can keep going back to the scorecard during the whole campaign and entering more things into it. Sorry, my Adobe is being slow. Once you have saved as, so now you have your own copy of this scorecard, you can start to enter information into the scorecard. So business name, city, state, zip, workplace contact name. So this would be, the person at the business who is kind of coordinating the campaign, the email of that person, the reporting donation organization, which would be the OPO that is working with the workplace, the contact at the OPO, and their email. Now, these two fields here, points total and registration total, will show you how those get populated in a second. So here is the different parts of the scorecard. This first part, section 1, is all about registrations. So we are asking all the workplaces, just as we did with the hospitals, to set a goal for the number of registrations they'd like to meet during their activities. Setting a goal will instantly earn them 25 points. So if you put your goal in here, it will automatically give you the 25 points. And then as you run your activities and you start to collect registrations, you can put them in here. And the system will start to track these registrations both here and up here on your front page. So when you're finished your campaign, however many you've put in, you'll have your donor registrations total here, but also because you get 1 point for every donor registration, every one you put in here will also translate to an extra point. And then at the end of your campaign, you can assess and say, did we reach our 23? So let's say we do. So we reached our goal, then you can click here, and then you get an extra 50 points for reaching your goal. So that's how that section of the scorecard works. The next section is just the events themselves, all the activities. They each, how many points are over here on the left-hand column. This is where you would enter how many times you've done each activity. Here's a short description of the activity, and then your total points in this activity category will appear here. So if you host a campaign kickoff event, you would want to type 1 into this section. If you added a donation web badge to your intranet, you would want to type 1 in this section. If you participated in National Donate Life Blue and Green Day, you would type that. And as you're adding these things, as you go through the campaign, conduct activities, and add into the scorecard, it will automatically populate the number of points. And then those points will be reflected down here, points total. It will automatically total your points. So it's now taking the points from each activity that you've done, plus your goal setting, the number of registrations, and meeting your goals. So it's collecting all of them and giving you your points total. Again, it's also totaling your registrations. Please be sure to save the scorecard each time you go in and add your new activities. And then you can just go back in and add more activities. When you are done, you can submit this scorecard. When you've decided you're done doing activities, you can submit the scorecard to the organ procurement organization or Donate Life America affiliate that you're working with, or you can submit it directly to HRSA at donation@hrsa.gov. And we'll talk a little bit in a minute about timelines and when that can be done. But because this really is the core of the campaign, it's set up to inspire you, it's set up to motivate you, and it's set up to make it easy to think of ideas to do and to track them and to get points and recognition for them. I'm going to go back to our presentation. And again, we'll have a question period. So please either put something in the chat box, which we may hold till a little bit later and answer, or keep track of your questions so you can ask it later. The next thing we want to talk about are the resources. So not only do you get a scorecard that really serves as your cheat sheet, your roadmap for this campaign, but HRSA has developed a bunch of resources that you can use while you're doing activities. It is a brand new, it's branded donation, it's brand new, full toolkit that has emails, newsletter templates, public service announcement templates. It has art like web banners and badges that you can pull down and use. It has social media graphics with messages that you can customize and use, workplaces can use on their social media sites. It has posters, printable posters that if you're in the office, if they're in the workplaces, you can print the posters, you can paste them around your workplaces. It has a participation certificate. So from the organ procurement and Donate Life perspective, if you have workplaces signing up, you can go on and actually customize the recognition, the participation certificate and send it to the workplace just as an entry-level welcome, and you're now officially participating in this campaign. We also have throughout the year webinars, and similar to this, workplaces as well as organ donation or organ procurement organizations and Donate Life affiliates can join. We talk a lot about what's working, sharing best practices, sharing success stories, and just helping one another keep going in the campaign. Again, just the toolkit has everything you need, including kind of a guide. So we have one guide that is for workplaces other than hospitals, and it talks about how any workplace of any size can implement the campaign, what it is, how you use the scorecard, how you run through the campaign. And then we also have another one for our hospitals, specifically for our hospitals, with much the same information. It has frequently asked questions, lots of instructions and information about implementing the campaign. It's a great place to get started. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about timeline. The campaign will run from October 1st through September 30th. So it is a full year. It gives any time of the year, any season, any holiday, any month for workplaces to choose to do activities. Some may choose to do activities every month. Some may choose a specific month that's important to them for some reason to conduct their activities. Scorecards will be accepted by HRSA on a rolling basis. So this means that OPOs can submit for their workplaces scorecards at any time. And within 30 days of getting that scorecard, HRSA will turn around a recognition packet with a certificate. The reason that this is different for those of you who participated in the hospital campaign in the past, we thought that there are some workplaces, especially if we're looking at small workplaces, that may be very focused on activities during a very specific time of the year. They may have someone who's going through a health issue and they're running a campaign specifically for that. And we wanted to give the flexibility to recognize them immediately, rather than wait months and months and months and months after they've concluded their campaign to get that immediate recognition for everything that they've done. So we're leaving it up to the organ procurement organizations. You can set your own internal timelines. If you would like your hospitals to turn them in at a certain time of year, all at one time, that's fine. If you have different workplaces, maybe you have small workplaces, that you are going to let submit at any time, that's fine. We are really leaving it up to you so that you have the flexibility to do what is best for you and for your workplaces. And we're hoping that this just gives, just makes it a little bit easier to be able to respond quickly to your workplaces when they've done activities. So we will be directing all of the workplaces in our communications to check with their organ procurement organization to see what the timeline is for submission. And now I'm going to turn it over to Marley because she's going to talk a little bit about how do we get this done? How, if we're small, if we're large, how do we get to recognition? She's going to give some examples.
Thanks, Jenna. So yeah, one of our big concerns is ensuring that everyone, no matter how small their business, how large their business, feels like this is an achievable campaign. So we wanted to present some examples of achieving a scorecard activity with fewer resources and an example of achieving it with greater resources and on a larger scale. So the scorecard activity that we chose as an example was participating in National Donate Life Blue and Green Day. We always get so many wonderful photos from our partners for National Donate Life Blue and Green Day. And so we have some examples here. We felt that these were really achievable ways of celebrating the observance. Whether you dress up in crazy outfits to draw attention to this mission of organ, eye, and tissue donor registrations, or if you bake desserts and set up a table, use extra decorations and blue and green balloons, streamers, etc. It doesn't have to be necessarily anything super big, but it can still draw attention, raise awareness, and earn you scorecard points towards recognition as well. On the next slide, we have an example of how you can celebrate Blue and Green Day on a much larger scale. And this video was provided to us by Lifelink of Florida. Jenna, you can go ahead and play that now. I apologize that the sound doesn't seem to be coming through, but this is, it's not an issue, Jenna. And this is a video that Lifelink of Florida provided to us, showing all of their different hospitals lighting up the city for Blue and Green Day using blue and green lights. They have this beautiful drone footage and video, light the way for others by registering to save lives. It's, how to achieve blue and green on a really big scale. But, either way, you're earning points, whether you're setting up a table and, doing a themed outfit, or you're creating something that the whole city can see. Next slide, Jenna. And then another tactic that we wanted to spotlight as an achievable way for earning scorecard points is our tactic called Give 5, Save Lives. And the concept here is that it only takes 5 minutes to sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. And we've prepared just this little packet, our Give 5, Save Lives packet. It has a guide for you for how to use the resources. It includes 3 social media facts, like the one that's displayed on your screen right now, fact graphics that you can share on social media or in internal newsletters or wherever you might be able to share a graphic. And then we additionally have one other graphic that showcases your participation in Give 5 Save Lives as part of donation, to help raise awareness for others and encourage them to join the campaign as well. So this is a really self-contained, relatively low effort way of earning scorecard points. And doing the Give 5 Save Lives tactic actually earns you a good number of points. It's 100 points on our scorecard. So this is a great way to really make that leap forward towards earning recognition level. Thanks, Jenna. I'm going to hand it back over to. There we go.
Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. Thanks, Marley. I'm going to try one thing before we move to the next. I'm going to try to get the volume on that video because it's so much more fun with the volume. So just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do this better this time. It's not working. Oh, wait, it's coming. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry, it's not working. And I apologize. I really thought I could get it to work, but technology is working against me today. So we're going to move on to a special message from 2 of our biggest supporters and partners, and that is Donate Life America and the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations. So they have both been national partners of the hospital campaign from the beginning, and they have helped us out so much with kind of fashioning this new campaign and launching it. So first, I'd like to see if, is Hillary on?
I am. Hey, Jenna.
Great. Hi, Hillary. I'm going to turn my camera off and let you have the floor.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. Donate Life America is thrilled to join you all today and thrilled to be here to support HRSA's new donation campaign. We are thrilled that we just at the expansion of the success of Workplace Partnership for Life to all workplaces. There's so much opportunity for education and donor registration. So we can't wait to see what everyone is up to and is going to move forward with this campaign on. I also love, thanks for featuring National Donate Life Blue and Green Day as one of those activities. I mean, it's obviously one of my favorite times of year, and I love to see all of the incredible creativity that goes into it and the incredible participation we've seen over the past couple of years, especially with our clinical partners and new workplace and community partners. So I think that'll be an incredible continuation of building that excitement. We're also looking forward to some of the future work with this campaign of bringing in national marquee partners. That is a space that Donate Life America really knows that we can help leverage some of those partnerships with our work and relationships with Apple and Walgreens. We're excited to see the continued leveraging of the Donate Life brand and working collaboratively through this campaign. I saw that tagline, do good, donate life. That's enough said right there. So if there's anything that Donate Life America can continue to do to support you all in your work with the donation campaign, please reach out to the great team at HRSA or to our team here at DLA. I think they're going to be talking a little bit later about campaign pages that you all can build for those customized registration pages with the National Donate Life Registry, both in support of the call to action of the donation campaign overall, and if you want to customize that with your particular outreach with your community and workplace partners. And with that, I'm so excited I've got to spend so much time on these calls with the lovely Jen Jenks from AOPO, who I think is coming to you live from the AOPO meeting in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Thank you, Hillary. Yes. Hi, everybody. I am Jennifer Jenks from the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations. It's so great to see so many of you here on this call today. As Hillary mentioned, I am here from our Leadership Development Summit, so I'm excited to see so many of our OPO members here with us. I echo so much of what Hillary says when it comes to the donation campaign. We are so excited and honored to continue our support of this campaign. It goes hand in hand with everything that the association is working on. I'm sure many of you have heard of our 50,000 transplants in 2026. So it's a huge goal that the association has taken on, and our membership has really just clung to and jumped on board and been so excited. You all already are well aware of the 1 million transplants that you helped make happen. And so it is just a continuation, working with our hospital partners, working with our workplace partners just makes sense. And it makes sense for the association to continue to support this great campaign. So I, again, echo the words that Hillary said. If there's anything that the association can do, I can do, any of our team can do to support you as you take on this rebranded campaign. Please let us know. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. Thank you to the HRSA team and Jenna and her team for including AOPO, to continuing to include us and having us on these calls and really be able to be a part of it. We truly appreciate that and look forward to continuing to work with everybody. So again, don't hesitate to reach out. It's great to see so many people on these calls, so many people jumping in, and we all have the common goal of wanting to save more lives. That is what we're all doing. So thank you for your passion and your support and everything that you do.
Thank you so much to both of you, to Hillary and to Jen. Thank you for joining us and for expressing your support. Hillary had talked about the wonderful resource that Donate Life America has offered to our campaign partners, and that is the opportunity to create branded campaign web pages. This is something that we've talked about before, and we've talked with our hospital campaign partners, but it really gives the opportunity, whether it's by OPO or whether it's by workplaces, or if it's by however you want to set up, if it's half of your service area that you want to make a team, you can create teams and build a branded website where all of your workplaces, all of your partners can go on, can track their registrations. And it's just a really great way to keep your partners engaged and obviously to track all of those websites. Hillary, is there anything else that DLA has been doing this for quite a few OPOs and different workplaces and partners. Is there anything else that you would want to say about those pages and why they're so helpful?
Sure. And I do want to mention there will be that general page for the overall donation campaign. So however you're engaged with any community workplace partners, you'll always have an option for that. What it really does is create a donor registration drive in a virtual space. And so this has been so helpful the past couple of years where so many of us haven't been able to be in person at tabling events, and it's let us really shift and amplify these donor registration drives by having this online digital option. The campaign pages you can customize with art on the page, with a title, with a customized URL. It will be registerme.org/whatever you want that to be. You can also customize the copy on that page. So if there's a particular message or there's a personal connection with a workplace partner, you can add those pieces. And having that simple link really just helps to leverage a network of trust. If you're reaching out to those employees of a workplace and then their friends and families, they're receiving that information and request to register their decision to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor from a trusted source. And we see that the conversion rates of registration really increase when people are getting that referral from a trusted source. We've seen, I'll give another shout out. I think we talked about the work that CORE and Allegheny Health Network did on a previous webinar, but Allegheny Health Network did an incredible they built a campaign page as part of National Donate Life Month last year and included that link to the campaign page in an email out to their patient network. That's all. It was a link in an email supporting Donate Life Month, encouraging people to register, and they registered 1,000 people in 24 hours. And it's that kind of an easy ask for a workplace partner if maybe they could include that somewhere, and it helps save so many lives. So it's an incredible resource. I will put the link for the campaign page request form in the chat for anyone who's looking for that. And hopefully soon you'll be able to build your own as well. I will keep you posted on that. Right now, we're still building those for you, but please reach out. I'll put that link in. Thank you for the chat. Of course, the team at HRSA and Akoya have that information as well. So feel free to reach out to any of us.
Thank you so much, Hillary. Well, now I'm going to go back to sharing our presentation. And this is the point in the webinar where we want to invite your questions. I've seen some of them in the chat already where we've had some questions. I know one of the questions, and I'm just going to say it out loud for those of you who might have it, is there an opportunity to do your own activities? And I really should have introduced this when I talked about the scorecard, because this is really important. It really taps into the creativity of workplaces as well as OPOs. So yes, there are opportunities for you to design your own activity and get points for it. I believe you have several opportunities. I mean, you can do several of your own activities and earn points for them on the scorecard. And the other great thing about that feature is that in the past, we've really used those ideas that we've seen to then think about putting them permanently on the scorecard and then also sharing them in a webinar with other partners. So the ideas that your workplaces come up with or each OPO may come up with may very well become a national activity that we add to the scorecard. So yes, you can definitely do that. That's a really exciting feature of the scorecard. So we're going to open it up. Any other questions? You can ask them on mic. You can ask them in the chat room or in the chat box, whatever you'd like.
It looks like we have a question from the chat box. Can you share the modified recognition levels and how they changed?
Sure, absolutely. I'm going to go back to that one of those first slides. So I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe that in order to reach platinum, you had to have 1,000 points. You now can reach platinum with 750. You can reach gold with 550. You can reach silver with 350, and you can reach bronze with 200. Marley, remind me, do you remember bronze? I don't think you could reach bronze. I think it was 250 or maybe even 300 previously.
I'm not sure about bronze off the top of my head.
Yeah, this was important, right? Lowering this bottom level, because this was where we want those new participants, and maybe even some small businesses to look at this and feel like, oh, I can do this. I can get recognition for my activities. So this one we bumped down, and then so on and so on. We bumped it down a little bit. An important note, when the hospital campaign started in 2011, the numbers were much lower as well. And we had increased them over the years as our hospital partners got more and more ambitious and good and skilled at what they were doing. So we felt that as we start out this campaign with newer partners, we felt like it was appropriate to kind of lower them again. We want to make sure people don't feel discouraged and feel like the climb is too high. I see someone has a question. OPO's iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Zainer. I didn't realize it was labeled that.
No, it's okay.
I'm from Versity, and I just wanted to check in. I believe at the last webinar I attended, you had talked about recognition being in May and June, and I think that was for AOPO. Did previously the hospitals get recognized at AOPO? And is that still going to happen this year? Or I know you had mentioned recognition can be anytime that the OPO, assigns, but is that AOPO recognition still going to be in place?
So we're going to do it a little bit differently. Just our AOPO recognition was always more about the total numbers of the campaign. Was really the first time that we would announce how many hospitals participated, how many OPOs participated, how many registrations we received. But the recognition itself was always more geared toward the OPOs. And that seemed appropriate at the Association for Organ Procurement Organizations. So it was really, look at what you've done. You've gotten all these workplaces to participate in this campaign, and these are the OPOs. And for each OPO, this is how many workplaces they got to participate. Now that we are switching the timeline from October to September, we will probably do something very similar more at the Donate Life America annual event, which is in October. At AOPO, we will still be doing exciting things about the campaign, but we might be, because it won't be a full calendar year, it won't be a full year, a full 12 months. We probably will be doing things like giving updates on where the campaign is, as well as maybe introducing some summer activities, things that can get your workplaces excited about the summertime. So we are tweaking that a little bit. We will have a final list of all of our workplaces who participated. Now, in the past, that list would come out usually around July. We would post it to HRSA's website, and then we would make sure that all the OPOs, all of our partners, everyone involved knew that here's the list. This is the final list. Share it. We would give news release templates for, that workplaces could actually customize and say, look, we're on this list. We took part in this campaign. We earned this recognition. We will still be doing that final list. It just will be at a different time of year. So it will happen more in October for the last 12 months. Like in this 12-month period, this many workplaces, here's who they are. Here's the recognition levels that they were able to reach. Does that answer the question?
Sure. Thank you so much.
Other questions? Marley, do we have any more in the chat box?
We sure do. I'm busy typing. I'm so sorry. So we have.
That's okay.
One question was, does a hospital have to formally register by a set date, or just submit your scorecard at the end of the campaign?
Just submit your scorecard. Certainly, if it's a new hospital that has never participated in the campaign before, we would love to know that you're participating. So if you could let either your OPO or HRSA at just wanted a donation at HRSA.gov. I'm just going back to this Where was it? Oh, it was at the bottom of the scorecard. I don't have it here. Donation at HRSA.gov. Let us know we're participating for the first time, because we keep a database of all of our participants, and we'll want to know that you're actively participating. But as far as, do you have to be registered in order to submit a scorecard? No. When we get your scorecard, if you are not in our database, you will certainly be in our database then, and you will still get recognition. So there's no requirement for recognition that you register by a certain time, but we would love to know that you're active and participating.
And we want to ensure too that you're able to get the e-blasts that we provide throughout the year that have resources and tricks. So ensuring that we have that contact information just enables us to support you throughout the campaign.
It's a great point.
Another question we had was about what about activities that have been conducted from May of 2022 when the hospital campaign ended through October 1 when the donation campaign ended. And I put in the chat that we're going to roll that inactive period from the last year's hospital campaign into this current campaign so that we can get everyone on the same schedule. And then as of next year, everyone will be starting October 1 and running through September 30th. And of course, OPOs will set their own deadlines as necessary.
And you can transfer those activities over to the new scorecard, or if you need to submit the old hospital campaign scorecard and say, hey, here are our summer activities, plus here are our new activities on the new scorecard, we'll work with you. It's fine. But we do understand that we need to kind of catch up and count for that period of time.
Let's see. There was a question about the deadline for scorecards, which someone jumped on late. So the scorecards, HRSA is accepting them up through September 30th, but be sure the OPOs can set their own deadlines for when they want to receive them from the partners. So it's a matter of establishing with your OPO when to submit.
And I know, especially, for the OPOs and for workplaces that hospitals that have participated in the past, it's new, this rolling timeline idea. And so it may seem a little bit scary, but we will work with you and we'll work with the OPOs to make sure that during this first year, everyone has a good sense of what's happening. Do not hesitate to email us and ask questions. We also do coaching calls regularly and are still happy to do those, whether it's with an OPO or with a workplace. If you have questions and you want to talk about how to structure your campaign, we're always available to help with that. So don't be afraid. I know it's new. Sometimes we're a little afraid too, but we will work with you to make sure that, that you have all the information you need.
Looks like our chat box has quieted down.
Okay. Did we have any other questions on the microphone, or I don't see any hands up, but I hope I'm not missing anyone. Okay. Well, I keep flipping slides. I apologize, but I keep trying to go back to what you need. So now we're going to transfer to the next piece, which is the Workplace Partner Spotlight Forum. And this is a place where partners who have worked in the hospital campaign in the past, who have done workplace activities, for them to share and just talk about how you did it and why it was successful. So this is kind of an open period, so anyone can, share your story. And I think it'll be most informative for either those OPO members that have not guided campaigns in the past, or for workplaces that are on for the first time and want to know, how is it done? How has it been done in the past? So please just go ahead. I see Monica, you have your hand up. So please go ahead and unmute and share your story.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monica Miles. I'm the Community Development Manager at Nevada Donor Network. And we have been a longtime supporter of this campaign, and our hospitals have been incredible participants. But I am really excited to highlight one of our huge success stories, which is actually not a hospital partner. We kind of, I think we're ahead of our time with enrolling our non-hospital partners in this campaign, and we have done so for many years. And one of those partners is the Nevada State Police. We have worked with them for nearly 8 years, both to make donation possible when there are fatal crashes on Nevada highways, but also on our public outreach efforts. And we actually have a special guest on here today from the Nevada State Police, Trooper Ashley Wellman. And I would love it if she could share some of the things they have done to encourage registration in our state. Trooper Wellman, are you on?
Oh, there she
Hey,
is.
Monica, can
Yeah.
everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi, thank you so much for having me. My name is Trooper Ashley Wellman. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol. First and foremost, thank you for having me. And as you can tell, I'm in my car. I'm so sorry. I had to squeeze this meeting in real quick, so I'll make it quick. But yes, we have an amazing partnership with Nevada Donor Network, and we've been a part of this partnership since 2015. I've been a police officer since 2011, and the amount of support our agency has within all of our divisions for the Donor Network is just been amazing to watch and be a part of. I'll start off by saying I was put into this position, the public information officer position, a little over a year ago, and we have just gone full force since I got in this spot with Donor Network, and it's been amazing. I'll start off by saying that the Donor Network actually comes to our academy from day one and meets with our cadets. So our newly employed employees, they from day one meet Donor Network, and they get to find out what the mission and the vision is, and they get educated on what exactly organ, eye, and tissue donation is and the impact it can have. And so the fact that Donor Network does that from day one and meets with our new recruits, it helps us complete full circle and makes our partnership that much stronger in the long run. Unfortunately, we did experience loss in our family last year when one of our own, Trooper Micah May, actually was killed in the line of duty. He was struck by an impaired driver on the freeway while he was trying to apprehend his vehicle. Through the quick actions of my brothers and sisters in blue, they were able to preserve his life long enough to get him to the hospital. And through all this education and working together with the Donor Network, Trooper Micah May was actually a registered donor. This was a very challenging time for our agency, and the Donor Network was by us the entire time, which was we're just so grateful for that. We truly are a family now with them. But to see the process full circle and to see through his act of donation that he was able to save the lives of 3 by donating 4 of his organs, and to really be able to say to his 2 children and his widow now that not only was he a hero in life, but now he gets to live on through others and be a hero after life. And it's been very comforting for our agency as well as his family and friends. So if we didn't have this partnership with the Donor Network, I don't know if any of that would have been possible, just because education and word of mouth is powerful. And through his donation, we took it one step further, and we really wanted to highlight, that he was able to save 3 lives. And we started a campaign in April, and it was you don't have to wear a badge to be a hero. And we actually reached out to all of our first responders throughout the entire state of Nevada. That's everyone from EMS to fire to law enforcement to dispatch, you name it, the entire first responder community. And everybody came together because they heard Micah's story, as well as then we were able to share more recipient stories as well as donor stories. And we were so taken back by the response that we actually had over 500 people register to be organ, eye, and tissue donors throughout the month of April, throughout the campaign, as well as myself personally, I didn't realize how many people within our community and our first responder community have been personally affected by donation, whether that was they received something or they, had a loved one that gave to someone the, second chance at life. And so I know I got to make this quick. So just basically, this has been an amazing process, and I am so grateful, and I know my agency is so grateful that we have this amazing partnership with Nevada Donor Network. And unfortunately, we saw it full circle, but it was the beauty in the tragedy, and the beauty was that, you know, our partner was able to give the gift of life to 3 other recipients through donation, and we really pushed that out, and through that we got 500 more people just in that 1 month to register. And we just look forward to our future projects together, and I highly encourage anybody to reach out to your first responder community, because you know, we see a lot of bad, and at least with this helps balance it out, because we know that even though our objective is to preserve life, sometimes we can't do that on all of our calls for service. And so knowing that somebody else is able to save a life through donation, it helps comfort us and, you know, everybody else involved in those scenes. So just thank you again for your time.
Superwoman, that was amazing. I can't thank you enough for joining us and telling that story. I don't think there's any better way to introduce a campaign or to talk about the importance or impact of this campaign than what you just said. So I'm sorry for your loss, but what an amazing story. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Other stories. This is exactly why we have this moment, because there's no better way to understand this campaign. I see Miranda, you have your hand up.
Hi there. Yeah, I can share if you guys want.
Absolutely.
Sorry, we're having an echo. Oh, there we go. Hi, I'm Miranda. I'm with Donor Network of Arizona. I'm here with my colleague, Julia. I'm actually going to turn it over to her in a second. She is our MVD specialist, so motor vehicle division specialist. And we really did a lot with them this year. We wanted to tell you guys about it. So I'll let Julia take it away.
Julia?
I think I'm on. Okay, there we go. Hi.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Can you all hear me? I guess.
We can.
Okay, great. So yes, I'm Julia Young. I'm with Donor Network of Arizona, and my role is to work, is specifically to work with all of our MVD offices across the state. There are 44 field offices with around 1,000 or more people who are asking that critical question every single day, multiple times a day. We also have a number of privately owned, privately run third-party businesses, approximately 23 or 25 businesses that have multiple locations. So about 70 locations on top of the 44 state-run locations. And we have done certainly more engagement with the third-party offices since the pandemic began. That was an opportune time to start engaging with them, because they never really, because they're privately owned, they don't really shut their doors. You know, they didn't minimize the number of people coming through their doors. They just, you know, they're scrappy, they're entrepreneurs. So they had a rather banner year during the pandemic, because all the folks that would normally go to the state offices were going through the doors of these private businesses. So it was a great time to engage with them. And so I want to say, I mean, they've been doing stuff with us for Donate Life Month, which is, I know, a big piece of this, but they also have done stuff with us during the holidays. They were posting stuff, our messaging, multiple times through the month of December for the holidays. They also posted during National Donor Day, or Valentine's Day. I don't know if, are we the only ones that call it Valentine's Day? I don't know. Yeah. But and ADOT also posted a blog. They shared stories with staff about some of our local folks that were either donors or recipients, heart recipients. And so let's see. we've done some other exciting things besides just like the Green and Blue Spirit Week. I think I saw a slide earlier with some baked goods, and we had quite a lot of success with one of our baking contests. I think it was the first time we'd ever done anything like that. But again, it was kind of born out of the pandemic. A lot of people were baking and trying new things. And so we decided to have a cookie contest. And this was, so we invited all of the MVD offices, field offices. We also invited our third-party offices. And the response was really overwhelming. They had so much fun with it. Part of it was we did give them these recipes of remembrance books that we had put together that contain recipes from donor families. Which is really such a moving tribute to donors and families. But it was a kind of a nice way to start talking about food in this context. And we also gave them all a cookie cutter. Our mascot here for Donor Network of Arizona is a big giant sororo. And so we got these sororo or cactus shaped cookie cutters that we gave to everybody. And I tell you what, there's some really talented bakers out there. It was really hard to judge. I'm glad I didn't have to. We let our volunteers do that. But I will tell you, we did that in February in honor of National Donor Day. And that particular February, we had the highest donor designation rate for that month of February than we have in all past Februaries.
Wow.
So it was really, really great.
That's amazing.
And then of course, Donate Life Month. They love Donate Life Month. They decorate their offices in blue and green. They go out and purchase additional blue and green stuff. We always give them sort of a starter kit, but the pictures that they send us show us that they actually go out and purchase stuff of their own. They put up big balloon arches. One office this past year hopped on the be a donor, like as in be buzz, be a donor. They went out and got their own little bees and invited people who registered as donors to put their names on the bees, and then they posted the bees all over their office. It was really cute. So they definitely get into it. They have a good time with it. That particular office manager just emailed me yesterday and said that one of their favorite things besides decorating is handing out the bracelets and the lapel pins to people who say yes to donation while they're visiting and applying for a driver's license or ID. So
that's amazing, Julia. It's you demonstrated two things. One, why it's so important that they can do their own activities, right? Because the bake-off, the cookie contest is something we don't have on the scorecard, but what a great idea. And the other thing is just that idea that in the beginning, you might be introducing this idea to workplaces, but before long, they may be bringing more activities and ideas and enthusiasm to you. And I think a lot of the OPOs have found that over the years that once they get into it, once they really start enjoying it, they kind of, you can't hold them back. So thank you so much for sharing that. That was wonderful. Well, we're right up at 3 o'clock. So but these types of stories are so important to us. So I would encourage you to please, whether you're an OPO or you're a workplace who has a story, please share them with us via email, call us and share them. We'd like to start sharing these more broadly with all the partners in the campaign. So we are always looking for these exact type of stories that we can then push out, whether it's through the Facebook group or in our e-blasts or maybe a little newsletter, anything we can do to spread these stories far and wide. So please share your stories with us exactly as you did today. Email us, call us, share them. We really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to, let me make sure I'm on my slide, to Edna so that she can wrap this up for us. But just thank you everyone for participating and for joining us today. Edna?
Hi there, Jenna. Edna actually had to take off for another meeting, but I am happy to give the closing remarks in her place.
Thanks, Lauren.
Not a problem. Let me see if I can get my video together here.
And I think everyone knows Lauren Derensberg from HRSA.
Hello, I'm Lauren Derensberg. I'm the team lead for the outreach team at HRSA. I do see a lot of familiar names in the chat, so thank you all for attending. We are really excited for the launch of the Do Nation campaign. There's been a lot of work that has gone into developing all of these materials and tools that we are very hopeful will support you all in your efforts to educate more people about organ donation and encourage people to sign up to become donors. We appreciate you and your questions. We appreciate Hillary and Jen for sharing your messages of support. We really are thankful to have you all as partners in this. We thank you all for sharing your stories as well, and for joining us in this mission to save and improve lives through organ, eye, and tissue donation. As Jenna mentioned, please continue to reach out to us. We are certainly here to support you, and we want to cheer you on along the way as you continue your campaign or kick off your campaign. Send us your questions and let us know what's working for you. You can schedule a coaching call at any time throughout the campaign for advice and support by emailing donation at hrsa.gov. And we will get you over to our wonderful Akoya contract team who facilitates those one-on-one coaching calls. We hope that you will keep an eye out for ongoing updates, resources, and turnkey graphics and messaging that will be delivered to your inboxes and posted in our Do Nation campaign Facebook group. So if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, we certainly encourage you to join. Obviously, you all are signed up to receive our e-blasts, so that's great. You will be receiving an e-blast from us this afternoon that's going to provide more details about Do Nation and provide you all of the links to the new materials that will be on the website. On behalf of Edna, Kim, and myself in the Division of Transplantation, I extend our sincerest thanks to all of you for your work in this campaign and the work that you will do this next year of the campaign. We wish you a successful year ahead. Thank you.